Hello, everybody. Welcome in. How are you guys doing today? Sir Stroming Fish, Ravensbeard, Dunder Snuff on YouTube. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I hope you're all having a great day. We are going to continue to do a whole bunch of stuff. So, let me show you what I got first. And we got just a little bit to finish on these tarantulas. And then we're going to get to the terrain that we started on yesterday. So, let's get our things ready here. All right, so this is a reasonably finished tarantula turret with weathering powders and such, so it kind of blends in to the surfaces. And I painted this in a generic color scheme, so it just kind of matches with everybody. One more thing I have to do, I need to get all of the missiles here. Hey Zen, what's going on? So if I pop this off, you can see, well, first of all, I couldn't get all of the putty out, which is fine, but I'm going to take some silver, and I need to, everywhere this putty covered, I need to repaint this this steel on. So we're just going to put some silver on it, maybe varnish it, and then we'll call these complete. So that's literally all I have to do, but I can pop these off. If you guys want to see here, here's what they look like with the two missiles. How cool is that? That's such a cool little, like, unit. Mirasaki, welcome in. So, I'm in love with these adorable little creatures. Alright, I'm going to set these off to the side. So we'll put them over here, because we don't need them. Just gonna put a little bit of silver. Yeah, it's actually, so my son actually pointed this out to me this morning. I was like, oh yeah, they only fire once. He's like, it's got two missiles, that means it fired twice. I said no, it has one really big missile shot that it does. But yeah, it just has one shot. It's one like 5-inch blast, and it's like kind of anti-infantry, but it doesn't do a whole lot. So I think when I field these, as far as usable units, this missile is going to be the relevant one to use. Yeah, what's up, Blue? How you doing? Yeah, no problem. No problem. You're just lurking today. That's all right. Color in some of these areas, kind of missing it. I think the 50 minutes left on the second part. Nice. All right, very nice. I think as far as like usability goes with these turrets, the most usable is probably the other set that comes with the las cannon, and meltagun, and volkite, and the little heavy bolters, the twin heavy bolters. Probably the more useful one. But this one is too cool, and this is what I got first. We'll happily use this as is. Busy wig for life. What's up, Misfit? What's up? This used to be a terrain stream. Yeah, it will be a terrain stream very shortly. Don't worry, guys. We're getting to the terrain here in a minute. On here. Hold your horses. We just announced a bunch of changes that may be somewhat disruptive to my life as well. Oh my goodness, that's annoying. Sorry about that, Blue. Home from the office after a busy day. Finish most work tomorrow and have a quiet day on Friday. That sounds great. Good luck with that, EO. Hopefully it's all good. We are doing Patreon Hangout tonight. It is Wednesday today, and we're going to do the Patreon Hangout tonight. So any paid level on Patreon, any level, you have access to the Discord channel and the chat channel that we'll be using. So we just hang out and hobby and chat. It's just a voice chat channel. My Saturday is Iron Warriors. Nice. Missile batteries are terrain adjacent. That's true. That is true, Sir Strumming Fish. They are terrain adjacent. I mean, because you put them down and they don't move. So that's enough. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hang out too. What's up, Mydro? How you doing? Cool. Sounds like you guys have some stories to share. I don't have a lot of stories to share, so hopefully you guys have some good stuff. I know Dunder Snuff was going to share about her game this weekend. Made some 40k, I think, so get to hear about that. And yeah, well, I know Zen's got stories. Dude's always got stories, but playing against socially awkward podcasters in games and stuff, so yeah. This launcher might not do damage, but if it makes the opponent second guess their plan, it's done its job. Yeah. How many more bits until tank? I'm pretty much done with these, so I'm gonna set these to the side. Actually, I might come back and just do a little wash on there and then some varnish, but we'll give it time. Chill, Misfit, chill. Oh, how many more bits until tank? My bad. Tank, we're about $50 in, $52 in of the 200. I can read. I can't read. Yeah, so about $150 worth of bits. It's a lot of bits. I'm gonna be writing names on bases today. So if you guys want your name on a 1,000 Sun Mini, 100 bits gets you on a troop choice, and 500 bits get your name on an elite choice. So we had a couple people yesterday jump in on that, but it's just raising money so I can get a Fellblade. Yeah, we do have to write a bedtime story, Blue. I agree. Yeah, we'll come up with something. Hey, it's Rikro. Welcome. They ate the bar after Krush did those sound alerts yesterday. Oh, I didn't. Oh, you're right. Hold on. Hey, Ravensbeard. Send in 100 bits. Yeah, sound alerts don't do the bits. Okay. I have to do this. This is real jank. Let me see if this works. Giveaway mini should be thank you for the bits, Ravensbeard. Tomorrow or Friday. Friday will be giveaway mini. Let's see, where are you? Look up bits and sound alerts. It's an extra 300 bits. Okay. All right. The pyramids on Prospero white, or were they painted like in Egypt? I would assume they're painted white, but I have mine kind of painted white. I'm going to be doing some dry brushing next once I figure out how to do this here. Let's get it go. Oh, it's so hard to change these like manually. Okay. Copy it. Okay. So we are at 5,600 bits. 5,600. Whoa. Okay. Hold on. Is this showing the screen? Okay, let's get you out of there. All right, we back? We back? Okay. Goal has been updated. We're at 28%. There we go. The tank is happening one way or another. Yeah, yeah. And the bar off and on for it to refresh. Did it refresh there? What's going on, Peter? How you doing? How you doing? Painted white, or was it sandstone bleached by never-ending prospering sun? It could be either. Do gift subs count? No, we're not doing subs. Subs not for this. Okay, I see the same thing you do. So, well, I had one. When I was messing around, I had to mess around in Streamlabs to change this. So, when I turn on Streamlabs, it disables the preview on OBS, so it like wasn't showing anything. So, Raptor, I'm doing a bit goal, and it's basically just to cover the cost of a new Fellblade tank. I just want to buy a Fellblade, and so I'm allowing people to contribute money in bits, or if you are a Patreon member, you get something, which you chose yours the other day, and I'm going to write your name on yours today. But it just 100 bits get your name on a mini, 500 bits get your name on an elite mini. If you want to name a tank, it's 1,000 bits. But yeah, just going toward me buying a tank. It's nothing like no big lofty thing. It is a lot of bits, but it's just something fun and extra to do. That's all. Built my Sorcerer Lord in a certain way, and now he can't have a cape on. Oh, that's too bad, Night Trap. Weird. Yeah, I guess mine are definitely going more for the painted look. If we put it down there. All right, I'm gonna grab this heavy titanium white, and we're gonna see if this dry brush works out. We'll test it out. Brush. I want something really big. There we go. It's better. Talk it over tomorrow. Sure. I know the other day you I asked you to pick out a mini. I know you picked out one, but if you want to change that, I will wait to write on write a name on your mini then. You become part of the painting cabal is what we call it. Whoa, holy crap. Zen, 10 gifted subs and Valorant. What in the world? What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Dang. Alright. Appreciate it, guys. Valorant gave 3. I don't know who Valorant is. Who's Valorant? Is that like the game Valorant? Did you give the subs from Valorant? What is that? I don't know what that is. Well, Suitor, Grey Wolf, Mirasaki, Eoraptor, Chaos and Lead, Il Nival, Sandy, Rogue Trooper, Heroth, Kronos. Welcome. There you guys go. Only. Yeah. Oh, they give a random amount. Is it like if you gift a sub or something? Is that what it is? Between 1 and 50? Oh, I'm sure it stays really low to that number, but that's crazy. Dang. How often does that happen? Once or twice a year. Oh, okay. How often can you benefit from it? That's still really cool though. That's nice of Valorant. But thanks, Zen. Thanks for gifting the subs, man. I appreciate it. Gonna need a bigger brush. As many times as you want? Oh, cool. All right. And is it if you gift is it like if you gift any amount of subs, or if you give 10 subs, Valorant matches it, or what is that? Is this terrain for your 1,000 Suns, or is it commission? Night Trap, this is for my 1,000 Suns. Yeah, this is for my own board here. So I got like a decent line here. That is, it's difficult. Let's see. Let's load up some more paint. We just got to get a lot of paint on the brush. The cap will be the amount given, or 50. Okay. Okay, so you can, it caps out at 50. Gotcha, gotcha. I am rebuilding the pyramids. What I gotta do. It's too cool of a piece of terrain.
Look at me!
Yeah, I'm loving this terrain. Yeah, this is great, Sin. Where am I looking? Day off, to be sick in bed. Woke up worse and also better. What pings about the league, and I don't have mental capacity. Oh, that's too bad. The league, are you talking about like your Warhammer League? Is that what you're talking about? So that stuff can be ignored for a day. That's probably fine. Great city of Tisca. Yep. Oh yeah, we load this brush up a nice amount. We can get these lines on there. Yeah, you can pick them out. Okay, good, good. If you guys can see them on camera, I'll be happy. Yeah, that can wait. That can wait, Dunder. That's. Warhammer League is not as important as recovering from a sickness. Okay. Little dry brush highlight on these. Let's grab the next piece. Or actually, as a matter of fact, we can compare. And I would say the difference is subtle, but I think it helps. We'll see what else we'll do with the sandstone here in a minute too. This piece, that's a rattler. This one might be. Yeah, this one a little bit. Are token minis accepted in 30K and 40K? What are you talking about, token minis? What do you mean by that? You played Warhammer yet? Has there ever been a game you heard or as part of multiple armies on the board all attack each other? Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, you can do free-for-all battles. It's a little difficult to do just because you know, you just kind of have to figure out, like, you got to play with a cool group to do that, because you got to figure out, like, you know, turn order and make sure people aren't just ganging up on one person, because then that's not like a fun experience for that person. So As long as you play with the fun group. Proxies. Okay, proxies. Token minis. That is between you and your group. Yeah, I do think that the 30K community tends to be a little more serious about having minis and like the right minis on the table, because that's kind of what the game is about. But you know, I would never, as long as someone like asked or something, I knew what I was getting into. I would never have a problem with someone bringing proxies. You know, subbing in 40K minis, or yeah, they're figuring out their army, so they're, you know, playing a game or just testing out the game, and they have minis they want to put on the board. Like, that's fine. That's fine with me. Cardboard cutouts of a Mutalith Vortex piece. Yeah. You know, it's hard to be like, you can't, it's hard to be upset when someone's like, hey, I don't want to spend $180 on this mini yet. I want to make sure I like it. You know, especially when you're playing a game like 40K, that's a little more geared toward gameplay. We really gotta load this brush up to put this color on here. It's not allowed. Come back when you have some real minis. Yeah. Putting paper cutouts on the board before. Firm hand on the chest. Stop the dude. Yeah, I physically stopped him. Back when I was younger, I had a regular group of friends that we got into 40K, and this was, you know, way back before 3D printing, or, you know, there wasn't like third-party miniatures out there for everything. But we would do a group of friends would do an annual apocalypse game. At like the start of the new year, we do a big apocalypse game, and up overall anyway, this piece, and that was when I was like, you know what, we're like, we can field Titans, have something that looks like a Titan, you know, make, if you want to make a mini that's a Titan. I was like, cool. So I found it was like a paper craft guide to a Titan. Spent 2 weeks of doing nothing but making this Titan, and you know, it was a really good like Lucius pattern Titan. And I show up, and people show up to play, and someone had made a Titan, and they made it out of Connects, like the Lego stuff. And yeah, needless to say, I was frustrated, because like, yeah, they built like a Connects Titan in an afternoon, and it was like all multicolored and everything, and like I spent weeks of my life building and painting this Titan, so that it was like looked like the miniature and everything, and all that. And they just ended up building a bunch of tanks also and stuff at a Connect. So they just had like, it was like the skeleton size of like a Lehman Russ tank. Like, yeah, these are my Lehman Russes. I have a dozen of them. Passion is the thief of joy. I remember having those. It was nice. In huge battles of fight. Yeah, apocalypse battles are great. When you have the right people. When you have people bringing Lego to the battle, it's not quite as cool. Because the whole point is, you know, to show off your whole collection and have fun with it. And I apparently played with the most competitive, but also the cheapest group that you could play with. So, alright, let's put some more. I'm going to try just some bold titanium white. Hey, Jaded Valkyrie, what's up? What happened to the deodorant? Yeah, the thing about the deodorant tank, though, it looks like it's part of 40K. That's the difference. Today's the day? What is today? What is? Coffee? That sounds good. Yeah, I'm doing well. Worked out this morning. Didn't want to go, but I did. Felt good. Feel good about doing it. So, that's nice. Imagine officially licensed Lego, yeah, Warhammer. That'd be crazy. Maybe eventually. We'll see when the show comes out. Then we'll see if it happens. That would be the time. There are like third-party Lego people I see advertisements for. Closest Warhammer store to me, they have Rogue Trader Saturnine on display. Oh, that's cool. That turns out really well. That looks good. Looks good. What? Yeah, I don't think so, Zen. I don't remember them selling Lego, but times are changing. Need multiple sources of income, apparently. Braziers. Yeah, like little like torch things. Oh, autocorrect. Okay. It's autocorrecting to that? Dang, dude. Yeah, they could very well have flames in them, and I guess if I really wanted to, like, I could spend a bunch of time and do green stuff, but I'm not confident enough with my green stuff abilities to, like, go through and put, like, flames up on these things. Okay. All right. That piece done. We don't need that piece. We have 2 more pieces. No, I'm not painting fire pits on top of the columns. No. Was Epic 40K not Epic 30K? Would have gotten more attention. Night Trap, you're probably right. But also, if it were Epic 40K, it would have been a lot more expensive for Games Workshop to make, which means more of a risk. You know, making miniatures for one faction and having 90% of the people play them is a lot less risky. You know, you're not designing all those extra miniatures just for people not to buy them, you know. And it seems like Imperialis is doing okay. It's definitely not like a super popular game, but not by GW standards at least. Is Temple guarded by a Warlord Titan? It should be. Is that the new big goal, guys? It's just gonna be a Warlord Titan. I need 200,000 bits, not 20,000 bits. You don't know anyone that plays it locally. Yeah, and a lot of the times those local groups like that for those smaller games, like they might have their own Discord server, or they stay in touch, or maybe it's, you know, a group of friends, they might play at like a friend's house or something. That happens a lot with those smaller games, because it's like that with the Old World in my local area. I can probably name a dozen people that play Old World, but there's an Old World Discord server, and there is zero activity on that server. 3D printable fire you can pop on those braziers. I bet I could. That's true. That is true. I might have to. I might look for that. That might be pretty cool. Running Horse Heresy open play? Like 2 people showed up last time. Yeah. You know, and that happens. That happens with smaller games. And the way to fix that is to show up and to like hype it up. Like if there's a local like store, if that store has like a Discord or like social media, like just asking around and trying to get people to show up. Like that's the way you get those groups to show up. Because I guarantee there are a lot of people that play any game that you're looking for, but maybe they don't know. They don't check those groups, or they're not in those groups, and they don't know about it. So, you know, letting them know. I met like a dozen new people doing that Heresy Saturday, and most of them were saying that they wanted to get into Heresy, or they collect it, but they didn't know there was a group, and they didn't know there were people playing, and they didn't know where to find people. And so, you know, they were excited to have the event. They decided to show up to the event because the store announced it. Century and Legion, since they announced there would be only 30k factions. Yeah, that's true, Sir Stroming Fish. No, you're right. Tom getting Gundam TCG games in, yeah. When did Epic change in PR? Well, Epic was dead for years. Since like 2010, when GW cut out most of their specialist games. They relaunched it a couple years ago, but it was Legions Imperialis was the game they relaunched. These columns here. And yeah, I think it's Imperialis because I think it's a low risk, a lower risk investment on their part. Because if it was just 40k, they would be yeah, I'm beating the devil out of the brush. Yep. If it were just 40k, then they would still be on like 1 sprue per faction. You know, you'd have 1 infantry sprue and like a tank sprue would be about what would be out. And that's a lot of extra design time and a lot of extra like tooling of sprues. Yeah, this was low risk and like lower reward, but it seems like the studio was more focused on being risk adverse and getting like an intro into the you know, the game space and everything than launching like the greatest thing ever. Yeah, I do think 40k like Epic would definitely have a lot more appeal to more people because it's more factions and more variety. That's just the nature of it. But you know, look how complete of a game it is for Heresy. And it's been like 2 years, you know, and like there's still a lot they could do with it, but they have tons of stuff out. Yeah, Legions Imperialis is Horus Heresy. Yeah. Yeah, they got 3 factions, and they could still, if they want to expand, they're able to expand. They can expand it into demon factions. They can expand it into a Talons of the Emperor, and they could put Custodes out, you know, and they could do that. But as of right now, like the game is kind of complete. So they don't have to if like something isn't right or you know they want to say the game is done. I am curious what they'll do because they just released that supplement that like was like a 1.5 and that to me kind of marks like here's our finishing point for the game, but I don't know, they haven't really said anything about if that is going to be kind of the end point. So we'll see. Heard it takes forever to play. Yeah, I've heard mixed things about the gameplay. I've heard it's very snowbally. So once you're kind of up by a little bit, you basically just win, and that's just kind of it. Like there's no coming back from like a rough start. Yeah, I think the game probably is a little more complex, and you know, since people are, since it is like such a different tonal shift from other games that Games Workshop makes, that probably doesn't help the actual like length of gameplay, right? Collage Eldar versus Necron expansion. They absolutely could, yeah. They could move that right into the Scouring and just start putting like Orcs and Xenos into it, you know? Yeah. Yeah, just shoving a double Xenos set would be a great way just to throw that into 40k. The issue is though you get conflicts with like, hey, here's the Solar Auxilia, like they're not in 40k. So what do we do? What do we do with this? And you know, I understand you can squint and imagine that, you know, they're just Imperial Guard, but they do have a lot of different equipment. Different Sentinels, different tanks, different weapons, different Ogryn, different equipment loadouts, all that kind of stuff. We're going to mess with this gold for a little bit after this dry brush, and then we're going to try out some weathering powders. Could add some more variety to that also, but we'll see. Okay, 2 more pieces by Epic Necrons. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. Oh, GW's recommendation to play 3K. It takes forever. People play 1500 and it's a lot more manageable. Okay, okay. Wash on the Rubble came out great. Yeah, thanks. Little homemade wash.
Even in death I still serve.
Who's that Dreadnought? Nice. How I feel sometimes. Even in death, I still serve. Thank you for the bits. That'll get added to the total. I'll write that down. Because it doesn't add in sound alerts to the bit total. But thank you. Thank you for that. How often do you get to use your own terrain? Most of the time when I play, I'm playing at my house and I'll play with my own terrain. If I go to a local store, normally I won't bring my own terrain. But I do occasionally. Like this Prospero terrain, I will bring to the store with me. I'll load it up in a bucket and bring it when it's all painted and complete, because that'd be awesome. We got a local Space Wolf player who's kind of salty about 3rd edition, but maybe I can get him to play a game of it with this new stuff. Hey, thanks for the sound alert again. All right, let me write that down. I'll keep writing stuff down. We're getting closer and closer every 100 bits. I love the Dawn of War soundtrack. It's so good. Just all the voice lines, the ridiculous voice lines in that game. Just incredible. And guys, if you are giving bits, even if you play Sound Alert, and you can get your name on a mini, on a Thousand Suns mini. People say Magus did nothing wrong. What did he do wrong? The thing he did wrong was trusting the Emperor to have his best intentions in mind. Or to have anyone's best intentions in mind. That was what he did wrong. Because the Emperor is obviously a scumbag. He broke open a giant wall keeping demons out of Terra. Yeah, it's true. Because, you know, Horus betraying the Emperor and starting a revolution against the entire Imperium was a pretty big deal and pretty urgent. And I imagine, this is speculation on my part, but I do imagine if Magnus knew what that golden throne was and what the Emperor was trying to do, not only would he never have touched it and never have broken it, I bet he would have notified the Emperor in the proper manner, and I bet he would have done everything he could to help with it. But because the Emperor wants to be, Mr. I keep secrets for no reasons, then he gets his stuff broken. That's what happens. Anybody's kid, or as a kid, you tried to hide something in a spot, and then like in the couch or something, like a candy bar, and then someone sits on it. You're like, why would you do that? And they're like, what are you talking about? And you're like, you broke you destroyed the candy or the food or whatever I had under there. I was hiding my sunglasses in the couch cushions. How could you break them? It's like you can't. It's not the person who broke them's fault at that point. Did King Lion got the Emperor ability to communicate? Yeah, I think he did. Yeah. That's great. I'm now stressed doing laundry because I can't sit anymore. Yeah. Well, hey, chill and rest if you need to. Don't, if you're sick, don't be getting up and going everywhere and doing everything. I always see like colds and sicknesses as like 2 stages. Like, you have the actual sickness that your body's fighting, and it's horrible. But then after, like, after the fever breaks and after your body's over the sickness, you kind of have the second stage where your body just needs to recover. And that's kind of that, like, well, I should be feeling better, but I'm not. I think that might be where you're at, Dunder, at this point. Is your body needs to recover. It's got used a lot of energy fighting off whatever cold thing you had. Is the goal? No, it's not. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, guys. It's just sloppy dry brushing. It'll be corrected. Maybe help finished it and would have been on Terra when it occurred. Yeah. Well, okay, and also Cultured American, Prospero is really close to Terra. It's not like he was really that far out there. But even if he didn't see it happen, like, and he wasn't there to warn the Emperor, if he were there helping to build the Golden Throne, like, the Emperor would have just flat out been ready, and Horus just would have got curb stomped. Because then not only would you have had the you wouldn't have had two loyalist legions destroy each other off the bat, the Space Wolves and the Thousand Sons. It would have, all those would have been turned against Horus. So it wasn't just like, betrayal, let's go send the Salamanders, Iron Hands, and Raven Guard, and all these others we think are loyalists. You have, like, the dogs of the Emperor, and then you have the Thousand Sons who actually know how to kill demons, and can stop all these shenanigans. I'm sure every legion has lore like this, but I had read that, I don't remember where I read it, but that Horus was most scared of the Thousand Sons. And so he was most excited about taking the opportunity to destroy them before everything got started. Because they would have been the biggest threat. Okay. Yeah, almost like Horus knows what he's doing. You did it, Horus. You are the Warhammer 40,000. Yeah. The Emperor did not have the Warhammer 40. That's true. Yeah. Hey, EO. Thanks for cheering, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the bits. I appreciate you guys helping me get to this goal. We're cruising along. It's nice. It's really nice. There's a way to get this done before Saturday, and I could just go buy that tank when I go to the store to pick up my journal. That'd be cool, but I won't hold it against you guys. I love you all and appreciate all the wonderful ways you guys support my channel. You're a word bearer? I bet you are. I bet you are, Zirkro. The thing I hate the most about the Thousand Sons is how much they get along with the word bearers. Even Ahriman. So Thousand Sons have a one of their, like, traditions that they do is in order to serve as, like, a captain, basically, you have to go spend time with another legion. You have to, like, be embedded in another legion to this is during, like, the Crusade and everything, to learn other ways of war and learn that you're not the only ones that are there and everything. And there's a story, one of the guys gets embedded in the Space Wolves and he comes home after a year. He's like, this is miserable, like, everybody here is miserable, I hate it. So he comes home after a year. Ahriman gets embedded with the word bearers, and and he was there for like 15 years or something. But he talks about how much he's like, he's like, I really like the word bearers. He's like, they can be overzealous and stuff, but the guy I really like, the one who was really reasonable, was that Erebus guy. He was a really cool dude, and I was like, God dang it, why did you have to do this, Graham McNeil, writing this book, making people like Erebus? Just make him unlikable and horrible, please. It's like sending the nerds to hang out with the jocks. Yeah. And the Thousand Sons, like, they're like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm reading. And they're like, what's that? And he's like, I'm looking at the words, and they say a story, and I'm learning from it. And they're like, you what, mate? Like, that's, and they just start punching each other. That's how many bits until I reach 100%? It was like around like 14,000 bits is about where we're at. Yeah, about 14,000 bits. Pre-purge word bearers rebuilt cities and stuff, didn't they? They really like to burn things. They've always been very burny. I don't know about rebuilding a lot, but I think they would kind of rebuild, and they would install like kind of priests to run the show, and they would like preach the word of the emperor and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I guess they would be doing that kind of stuff. I think the least destructive conquerors were the Alpha Legion. They also took longer to take planets than anybody else, but they had the lowest casualty rate of any of the legions. But Horus complained about them because they were too slow. I just the Space was holding down a Thousand Sun, going, "Stop hitting yourself! Stop hitting yourself!" Yeah, and he's hitting himself. Yeah. In the book Thousand Suns, I think this moment is in Prospero Burns as well. Whoa! Eoraptor. Holy cow, man. 1250 bits. Name a tank, dude. Give me a tank and name it, okay? Do you want some examples of my tank? You can name a super heavy tank. You can, anything but the Fellblade, basically. One of my things about this, guys, man, thank you so much, EO. I appreciate that. The person who donates the most bits, I'll write this down. Raptor, I can spell your name. Okay. The person who donates the most bits gets to name the Fellblade. Yeah, he named Ignis Day. Yeah. So he named the fire god my Malcador and Furnace. You guys come up with really good meme names. EO comes up with some of the best, like, legitimate tank names. Yeah, number one bit giver or donor gets to name the Fellblade. And you can name it what you want. All I ask about my tank names is that my son can read them, and he can read. That he can read them, and I don't have to answer uncomfortable questions. Alright, so let's keep it at that level. I'm not naming my Predator tank Child like somebody else did. Fellblade name Erebus? That's great. PG or PG-13? I don't necessarily want to say PG or PG-13. I just want to say my son is not quite 9 years old. So you only have to get up once an hour. Yeah. Laundry sucks, but it's as far as chores go, it's not the worst. Okay, get the big structure here, and then that's it. for the dry brush on these pieces. Did the Emperor get the Lehman Rust fixed? Probably. That's why he didn't fit in with his Legion. I want to do a darker wash on some of this sand, but I feel like it's not going to matter once I start putting the weathering powders on. It's just all going to end up looking like weathering powder, I think. Looks that 10,000 bits, tempted to. Yeah, hey, if you do, that's up to you. That is... I will happily name that tank Erebus if someone gives that many bits to buy the tank. Gonna be on Magnus's base. Well, yeah, my thing. Someone asked if they could get their name on Magnus's mini, and I said I would put your name on Magnus's mini if you donated the entire amount for a Fellblade. So the $200 US equivalent in bits for a Fellblade. So. Saying that, not expecting anybody to do it. So don't do that, guys. You don't need your name on Magnus's mini. And I don't need one person to give me that much money either. You're not hyped for the tank? I am. I don't have any tanks that big. That'll be the biggest mini I've ever owned. So it's, you know, it's kind of a big deal, but I like those tanks. I like having big tanks. I like how tanks interact in the new edition too. Like, tanks are very strong. Vehicles in general, very strong. But they don't interact with the rules at all. Like, none of the objectives, none of the Legion rules, the tanks don't work for them, which is great because it's like that for everybody. So there's no one where it's like, oh yeah, my tanks are better, and then the other Legions are left out. So yeah, it's really nice that everybody's kind of on equal footing when it comes to tanks. And I think Thousand Suns might have a tiny advantage, mainly because we can cast some psychic powers on our tanks more than others. And oh my goodness, Eoraptor, this man just wants me to shove about about heresy stuff. Dude, thank you so much for that. What in the world? Eo's gonna be naming that Fellblade. All right, Eo, I'm gonna up the ante for you a little bit, since you've given so many bits, another 1250 bits. So he's given like 2600 bits at least. So Eo's number one now. He is officially the one who's going to be naming the Fellblade. If it gets funded and no one donates more than that. But Eo, you want your name on a Centurion instead? You want your name on a character instead of naming a small tank? The Assault Squad looks so good, Zreek. Yeah, it looks so good. That's perfect for your Legion unit too, right? The what are they called? The Destroyer dudes with the flame pistols. Yeah, the Ashen Circle. Yeah. Do I know any Wordbearer players? Yeah, we have a couple Wordbearer players locally. And then Zreek and Twitch is talking about. He's a Wordbearer player. Yeah, those... a Centurion named Eoraptor. All right. Do you want Eoraptor? I'll give you the choice. I have a Centurion with a Power Maul, the one I painted recently out of the new box set. I have a Centurion that's also like a Librarian. It's my Prospering Sorcerer. It's that Forge World Sorcerer mini. You can have that one. I have... who else do I have? That one's taken. That one's taken. I have a Terminator Centurion, he's got like a force kind of staff spear thing, and I have a chaplain that I might not use much. I also have a Master of Signals, which is like a radio man. So those are kind of like the 4 Centurions that you could have. So normal Centurion, Power Maul, Librarian, Terminator Armor Centurion, or my Master of Signals. The Master of Signals is admittedly the least exciting because he just has a bolter, but the others are good too. So they're all cool. Right, we are going to get this out, and we're gonna try something. I still have that wash is still wet in that thing. The Terminator. All right, Terminator Centurion. It is. What's going on, Future Snow? And thank you so much, EO. I appreciate that. You're good people. Good people. Need to rush now. All right. Have a good one. Have a good dinner. Oh man, here's what we're gonna do. We'll continue this on. I'll do it on this first. This is the first piece. I'm gonna put this on. I have a feeling that I'm gonna put this on and it might cover up a lot of detail. And I'm wondering if I should do just a quick dry brush over some of these stones, or if that's enough kind of highlight on the stones. Or do we just try it and see? I'm going to use this. I'm going to thin this down, and I'm going to try something that might come back to bite me. We'll see. Yeah, you're going to use it for Ashen Circle. That's the way to go. Yeah. I kind of want a squad of those two just because they look so cool. But we'll see. We'll see. So, yeah. So normally, this stuff as a liquid goes on very heavy. And I'm not going to use it like this. I'm going to dilute it. Normally, you would dilute it with a solution. And it's this stuff. Is that the stuff? Did the label come off? Wait, no. This is the stuff. My bad. I don't know what that is. That's pine sol. This is the stuff. And not only am I almost out of this, but this stuff doesn't go very far. So I've noticed I'll have to get another bottle of this anyway. But this is very thick. This will not thin down any meaningful amount to where I want it to be. So this is like a crazy chemical. It doesn't say what it is, what it smells like. It smells crazy. It smells like you guys ever been in like an auto body shop or like a mechanic, and they have like the new tires for sale? It smells like the new tires, like whatever like shining stuff they put to make the new tires look all shiny. That's what this stuff smells like, which it's probably just what it is. But I'm going to sideline this. I'm just going to use some flow improver and see if that thins this down in a manner in which it still covers and dries. I don't need it to dry like rock solid like it would with the fixer medium. I just need it dry enough to where I can varnish this and it stays in place. Unlike using just the straight up powder, where if I go to varnish this after I put the powder, it'll just blow all the powder off. So we're going to try to use some flow improver and with this sand mixture. And a little bit does go a long way, but I might have to I'll have to probably replace it a couple times. We're trying on this little piece right here. So we'll try it there. I'm going to get another pipette. 1 second, guys. Okay, I just want 2 pipettes so I can not have to rinse it out really well. Okay, man, This stuff separates so quick. Yeah, ignore that nasty, nasty palette there. So we can do. There. Now it's all safe. It's in a palette. We'll use that ratty brush. We don't need that paper towel, I don't think. Use this for this, that for that. Mixes the powder with Mod Podge. It's a thin layer of Mod Podge after it dries. Oh, that's a cool idea. Okay, I'm gonna try to remember that. I don't have Mod Podge, but that might be a reason to grab it. Okay. Nice new tire smell. Okay, we fill that about halfway. Just set that right there. It's pretty much a dead dead pipe bed anyway. Dollar Tree smell, yeah, they sell quantities of it. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that's something to keep in mind. Flow improver is a lot of water, and this stuff is some kind of oil based. So maybe they won't mix, maybe they will. It's kind of mixing. It's mixing a little bit. Let's see. Oh no, that's not mixing. Thickening? I don't know what's going on here. It's pretty wild. Yeah, you see how it's separated? That's what that stuff. It's just mineral spirits. That's what it is. Like white spirits, right? But we can put this on here. Even if it's this weird like splotchy texture. We want to wait a little bit though. I want to wait and see how this looks. Yeah, that looks like that's maybe not going to be quite what we want. This stuff is also really dark, and it lightens up as it dries. It lightens up into this color as it dries. Experiment failed. Not yet. Not yet. We'll see. It will take a while to dry, though. So let that go. And in the meantime, here, let's cover that up so it doesn't dry. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. All right, we're back. Twitch is probably freaking out. They're like, what is this dude? Oh, Eos said Erebus is not the proper name for a fell blade. That's what he said when he donated his last bits. So EO is specifically avoiding getting Erebus named, on Erebus's name on the fell blade. All right, I gotta do some shaking of this paint pen here. Okay. Put embargo on ordering food from DoorDash. should be able to today. High pulp OJ. High vitamin C blend. Oh my goodness. Is that what I think it is? It's a paint pen. This is not a what is it? I don't know what you called it. Okay, let's try this. We have Misfit here. Misfit 23, second to last member of the segment. 500 bits, you guys can be the last member of our segment Terminators. It's not the Molotov Chrome marker. No. All right, and then EO Raptor. This is the Centurion. I painted that dude a while ago. All right. This is a Terminator, or a character I bring to a lot of games. This is my only Terminator character. Spell his name properly here. Okay, EO Raptor in the club here. All right, they get a Terminator. Future Snow, I believe you did get a Terminator. Where does that have you writing down here? Yes, it's named Snow the Future. That's what we named the Terminator. So that is a thing. All right, this is still drying. You can see it's literally no different. We'll see how it goes. I'm curious. I like the look of this darker sand, and it's kind of hard to see with the bit of lighting difference here, but we'll get there. So guys, I played some more Heroes Hour, and I don't know if you guys have played Heroes Hour, but I've played Heroes Hour. I just got it. It's on sale for like $7 on Steam, and they actually Songs of Conquest. They partnered with Songs of Conquest, which is it's another like Heroes-like game. Oh, Zen, where am I looking? You painting your? Are you painting them? Oh, you're printing. Oh, sweet. All right. Next piece. Oh, it's a giant piece of terrain. That's great. That's good stuff, man. That's really cool. Sweet. That's giant. It's giant. It's so good. It's so good for like hiding big vehicles and stuff. It's gonna be great. Yeah, and you said this one was bigger, right? This is almost like half a kilo of resin. What's up, Cody? What's up? So Heroes Hour, it's like Heroes Might and Magic, and I was playing it last night. I played on like a really big map against like five AI opponents. I think I get it. I understand, and I really like that game. That's a good game. A Rhino, sure, yeah. I imagine that Rhino easily fits under the first floor, like no problem under the first story of that, or the platform on there. This stuff should dry really well. Oh, you know what we can do while we're waiting for that to dry? A little palette over here. We gotta get some gold. We gotta continue on with our gold here. 3 printed massive 4.5 kilo airship for a D&D campaign. That's commitment. That is absolute commitment. Future Snow. Look at that compared to a Rhino. That's incredible. It's so little. You could fit a Land Raider under that piece, like inside that piece. I bet you could. You were basking in the rain. That's why you're sick? Is that what you think? Thunder? I don't know. Gold out. Okay. Let's get some of these pieces. Let's get a small brush and let's kind of work on this gold a little bit. This piece here. I'm just pulling out the bright gold. I think the bright gold looks better anyway on here. We got the turquoise. We do a little bit of turquoise on here. Highlight. No gold on that. That's cool. This has gold. If I could have a really thinned down amount of this weathering powder and just put it all along the bottom of this and like on some of these platforms, that'd be great. Real nice. Supposed to pick a new infill pattern? Okay, sweet. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, that's wild. Is it like what? So what's the difference between this and the one you used before? Is there like a functional difference? Is it like less filament it's taking? Is it like a more structurally sound? What's the benefit to going with that? I think it's stronger. Seems to break off less in the prints. Okay, okay, the new ones don't rattle. Okay, are you still doing them at like ludicrous speed or whatever? Okay, just 100%. Oh, okay. I thought you said you printed some the ones that ended up rattling. I thought you said you printed those at ludicrous speed. Okay. We got colors on the gold. This little guy looking. So it's still dark. It's going to lighten up. Will lighten up. Or it should lighten up, even with the thinner. Yeah, I wonder if it's worth it to use that, to use like the rest of this bottle with a little bit of this and try to go ahead and put that around the actual buildings. Worth it. You know what I got to do first. So we're going to take this turquoise. So we use dark turquoise as our first color, as our base coat. So I'm gonna take some turquoise and just try to get some little highlights around. See if it matters. I could probably go over these with blue again though, just to help them stand out after that dry brush. Yeah, we'll do that. Other blues. This one's probably fine dry brushed like it is. I like how that turned out. I think that's it for the blue. Dark turquoise. Pieces. Yeah, having the more like bold blue color. Nice when I have to worry about like complete coverage on that. I do wish I could just take like weathering powder and just like dump it on all this. Just turn out good. Fortunately, it's going to take some time. Whatever I figure out, I'm going to work that powder. This is the first one. The other one, we have the third piece with just a few stairs on it, but brings that color back out, which is nice. We'll get this piece here. Anybody do anything fun today? I'm painting cool terrain. That's my fun thing today. Son has choir in the afternoon, so I'm actually going to pick him up from school after school. He seems to really be enjoying it. And according to my son, he's famous now at school. So he feels like a lot of people know who he is, because apparently his school at the beginning of the year, they made like an instructional video of like how to behave at lunch or something. And he was the star of that like instructional video they made. He was the one that did. I didn't even know he was doing it, but apparently he's the one they show all the kids in school how to behave properly at lunch and how to do things. Probably like getting your lunch and throwing things away or whatever. So his first step to movie stardom is apparently started. Painting a Triarios. Nice, nice. Those are such cool tanks. And I asked my son how many takes they had to do to get the lines right and everything. I asked if he had lines to memorize and stuff. He's like, yeah. I was like, how many takes should you do? He said we did 3, but one of them the teacher forgot to push record on her camera or whatever. So, professionals, nothing but professionals, you know. Does he behave well at home? Yeah, for the most part. He's, 8 going on 16 or whatever at the moment, but oh man. I was thinking when your dad's a famous YouTuber and streamer, I think it'd make your kids famous. Yeah. Yeah. What kid behaves well at home? That's fair. Yeah. He's a great kid. I can't complain, honestly. There's nothing legitimate I could complain about with his behavior. He's got a lot of attitude. Gets from his mother. Buys the last extra body I need is just Gravis Armor Marine. Oh, okay. Gotta find yourself a Gravis Marine. I wonder if those the Space Marine Hero sets have a Gravis Marine. Like blind box ones, but I wonder if you can find someone just selling the individual Gravis Marine as like an extra. That's cool though, Rage. Also, good afternoon to you. I don't know if I've said hi to you yet today. All right. One more piece with this blue. It's these stairs right here. I'm excited to set this terrain up. Put some minis on it and show it off. Then get started on the next sets. I think this piece overall has a lot more detail and like different things about it than the other sets, so I don't think the other pieces in this set have like these stairs with these little blue diamonds in it. That's going to take, a couple hours, so. Oh, Dunder Stuff says hello from YouTube. By the way, anybody on Twitch? We got most of the Wednesday night crew hanging out, so. Almost done assembling last 5 Death Riders. Man, those are so cool. Oh, he got hello from Twitch. Yeah, traders? Like they're trading things? Done. You're getting lots of hellos and waves back. Oh, alright. Okay. Let's come back to this. It's starting, maybe. Honestly, I like how this looks. Even if it were to stay like this, it's a little, like, just a little splotchy up here, but overall, like, when you put it on pretty heavy, it's really nice down at the bottom. Auto miscorrect, yeah. You missed the best auto miscorrect earlier, Eoraptor. Quote unquote auto correct. So we're use minis in Centerville. Oh yeah, check that out. Yeah, that's a good call. Busy trying to paint brassers and got confused. Yeah. That's too bad. You can't put Twitch on your TV. That stinks. some delicious water. All right. Next. Just roll with this. Do we roll with it, guys? Do we just start putting this stuff on? Man, I have to mow my lawn also, and I'm dreading it. I don't want to go out and do it today. I don't want to do it tomorrow. I don't want to do it any time. I was hoping I was just done, but my weeds grew too much. What's it look like without the stuff? That's a good question. Here, these pieces don't match up to each other, but there it is without. There it is with, and still in the process of drying. And I was thinking of going through these parts that aren't like the bricks, so the blocks, so I'll kind of avoid, and I'll kind of put it around everywhere else. Put it a little bit into here. Yeah, it does boost the contrast. And I think eventually it's going to dry and it's going to lighten up, but it'll end up looking sandy is how it'll work. It's your Google Home Hub on my kitchen, but not my TV. Oh, well, that's too bad. Yeah, so I think I kind of avoid the bricks for the most part, or at least the raised kind of corners of the bricks. And then keep that. I think that's worth messing with. That's cool, but I mean, I kind of want it. What I really want to make sandy, I might do this after I do the rubble, is I want to go around like the base level of the pyramid, just like around the outside ends, and just like put the weathering powder there. So yeah, because the texture paint's a lot more about like the stone surface, right? And also I have the stuff made up. So this goes right here. Is that a better comparison? I like the boosted contrast. I think I'm gonna try it. I think we'll just risk it here. Yeah, I am answering my own question, aren't I? Okay, well, let's get a large brush. We'll mix this stuff up. Hopefully we have enough to do something. There. That was not the brush to use. Okay. All shape design, print another. Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's a different one, right? There's like yet another one to paint. The big arches. Oh, the big arches are pretty cool. Let's do some more L ruins. I mean, as lame as that might sound, but because I can make, like, structures out of those, and then we'll see where we are later about the big arches, the big golden arches. I did not get the non-ruin set. No, I haven't yet. Okay, we got that. So boosted contrast. There we go. Now let's compare this to the more dry. Yeah, you see how it's lightening up like that? You can see how it's starting to dry. That's gonna look good. Yeah, that's gonna look really good. That'll look like sandy ruins. But I have to put more in. Okay. Hey, so fun story. Zen, you have seen these. I don't know if anyone else has seen these, but the tabs that I have for my heresy book. Okay, if you want to go nap, that's okay. That's right. Anyway, for anyone who wants to hear, I got these. Yeah, so he started his Kickstarter today for the 3.0 tabs. Right, so if you want tabs for your books that mark your books for 3.0, you can have that. Well, with the 2.0 ones, he asked people, he said, hey, I don't play Horus Heresy. I want to make the tabs. People really, they've been really popular. He makes them for like Blood Bowl and the Old World and stuff. And I gave him a lot of feedback. He just asked for feedback like in comments and stuff on like how to make the tabs, like where to put them specifically. He's like, hey, here's my general outline, like what else should I have? And so, I gave some feedback and stuff, and wanted to be helpful. They turned out great. He took my suggestions, which was awesome. So that was great. Well, this time he launched the Kickstarter, and he put in his campaign that he's looking for like 5 people to basically join a Discord with him and go over like where to make the tabs. So he just has like a group of knowledgeable people that that can actually help him set the tabs where they are instead of like going to the comments and stuff. So I emailed him this morning. I saw that and I emailed him right away. I was like, hey, like, I played about a dozen games. I gave suggestions in the last one. I supported it, and like, I even told him, I was like, oh, YouTube channel, I'm going over all my factions. Like, I really enjoy the game and hope to be able to help. So I'm one of the people that's helping him put the tabs in the right spot. What's really cool about that is he's given me a free set of all the tabs. And if there's any other tabs I want for other games like the Old World, he said he'll give those to me. So, yeah. So if you guys look up Heresy tabs on Kickstarter, just started today. If you play Horus Heresy, very cheap and high quality. Not even because like I'm, I guess, now helping with this, but I'm not making any money from it. I'm already getting my free stuff out of it. But, yeah. I emailed him. He's like, you sound like just the right person. So I was like, sweet. So, I told him I'd go through my books and stuff, and I said the books I don't have, I have access, and I have a good community of people that probably have some suggestions I can relay to. So I'm gonna help him make good tabs to mark out the rule books. I bragged about him a lot with my last book because I got him, it was like $20 for the whole back, and I got like 3 sets of tabs. out of it for the books, to mark the books, and they were really good. So, and you can just do it with, like, you know, the little scotch tape things and stuff, but it's a nice little luxury of things that are already labeled and made out and stuff. So okay, all right, I'm getting a little more confidence in this result here. Yeah, and I bet I could just take this along the bottom edge, like this same stuff. Tabs? Oh, you put the tabs Kickstarter? Nice. Yeah, guys, you want to check those out. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at that already. Like, oh, you can't even see it. Dang it. Oh, it's so faint. It's so good, though. It's so good looking. Disappointed, like, doesn't even show up on camera. Made a Doom figuring without an airbrush. Nice. Hold on. We'll thin it out. We're going to thin this out.
Look at me!
Let's see. Is that where I'm looking? Where am I looking? All right, you guys see the tonal difference there just a little bit? Yeah, that's going to end up looking like cool and like it's going to look all sandy and everything. I wonder... That's not going to work. This stuff doesn't quite have the... Okay, it's alright if we get a little too much. And we can... I'll get a smaller brush. We'll get a smaller brush and do that. So that's there. Let's get this next piece here. Whoa, okay, okay. Give me 1 second. Finish projects. Alright, sweet. I'll check it out in just a moment. Okay, so now I know, guys, I know that this weathering pigment fixer, it's just mineral spirits. I have plenty of mineral spirits laying around, so I can thin it down with spirits and be good. You got to be careful with that, though, because you don't want to pull in paint off of these different areas. Is it the mineral? I think the mineral spirits are the thinner, and I think they would be the thing contributing to pulling the paint off. But I don't know. I don't paint enough with oils to really like I guess, have much of an understanding. Okay, yeah, we can definitely do some more with this weather. All right, let's look up finished projects. Future snow. Holy cow. Whoa, that's crazy, dude. You painted that? With no airbrush. That is incredible work. That color green is great, and the freehand on the shield, like the weathering, the mini's gritty. Man, Future Snow, absolutely incredible work. Wow. Nicely done. Thank you for sharing. Dang, guys. Guys, check out the Doom guy that Future Snow painted. That's your first figurine? What else have you painted then? You've painted before. There's no way you've never painted a mini before. I refuse to believe that. yeah, Raja knows. That's what I'm saying. You paint smaller stuff. Okay. Okay. Alright. You up, we'll get this piece. Yeah, absolutely post up. Let's see it. It's mineral spirits. I had to stain my my deck on my house this summer, which was a nightmare. But yeah, mineral spirits. I was pushing stain through a giant airbrush. I remember this smell. You had to completely rebuild your deck. Oh, that's annoying. We had ours rebuilt. Ours was old and decrepit, and for years we were just like, okay, who cares? Well, our son was born, and we're like, well, maybe we should actually get this thing rebuilt. And we decided we were going to do it, and it was in 2020. Good time to get things done, right? Well, we had the money, but then we got a stimulus check, and we're like, sweet, you know what? We'll take this money and we'll hire someone to rebuild our deck. So we had a couple people come out, like Lowe's came out, and it was a very unserious offer from them. And we had two like local kind of people come out. And one guy was just like a older guy that was retired, and like, he's like, yeah, I build decks. That's kind of what I do as my, do like carpentry and stuff. And we ended up going with this guy. He was slightly more expensive than the other option, but he looked like he did good work, and he had like good plans and everything. So we're like, yeah, we like kind of his ideas for everything. So we went with it. Well, we did find out later the organization that we turned down, it was a small local company. It was actually a company. It was it was a guy who was an ex-con that we knew, and like we knew his family and everything, and he would hire ex-cons and like give them work, which is great. Like that's awesome, noble endeavor, and everything. Well, it did turn out, we found out later that he had been stealing from his business and like stealing like out of basically work from people and everything, and he ended up going back to prison, which is really sad and unfortunate, but we also felt like we kind of dodged something there. So anyway, we have this guy, he comes out. Well, as soon as he goes to start like, buying all the lumber and stuff, all the lumber yards had shut down. And he's kind of like, hey, I'm sorry, I can't get the stuff. He's like, I'm calling lumber yards out of state trying to get something, and none of them have anything. So he ended up basically like buying some lumber that he could use and then just trying to reuse what we had in our deck, which was really cool, and reasonable. He's like trying to make it work. And he was like 90% done. He's like, yeah, he's like, so I just need to come back. He's like, I'll be back in a couple days. And I'll finish up like this like last little thing to help this bottom step or whatever be more stable or whatever. And we're like, okay, that's cool. So a week goes by, he doesn't show up, and we message him. We're like, hey, when do you think you'll come and get this done? He doesn't respond, and we keep messaging him. He doesn't respond. Eventually, the guy just never responds. We don't know what happened to him. Never heard from the guy again. I would honestly not be terribly surprised if he got COVID, and because he was an older gentleman and he was definitely overweight and everything, and so I wonder if the COVID got to him. Hope he didn't like pass away or anything, but maybe just dude has other things to worry about. It still kind of stinks. Never really got the job finished. It's my deck story, guys. Let's get this last piece here, and then we're gonna see about getting these steps and some of these other little spots, and I think just thinning it all a whole bunch, putting a thin layer of this over a lot of the flooring is gonna help tie everything together. Could be wrong. We're just experimenting. I'm just kind of winging it with all of this, but I am going to get out the mineral spirits, though. Uploaded another thingy? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's okay if you spam the redeem, by the way. That's one I don't mind, because I know what that one's there for, and I know you guys want to show off your work, and I love seeing your guys' work. So, some of them I don't like to be spammed, but that one I definitely don't care, because that is what it's there for. But yeah, I'll take a look here in just a minute. Let me finish up this one building with this this powder here and then get into it. Okay. Got that. Going. See if these match up. Those don't quite match up. So let's do these a little taller. This one taller. We'll look at a mini. And see, it starts to dry. It gets a lot lighter. Okay. Sweet. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, it's a serpent lady. Nice. Very nice. You said your third mini ever. Okay. Very nice. And nice work. That is a much smaller mini. That Doom guy is giant. Yeah, very cool though. Incredible work. Absolutely incredible work. We'll look back at our first piece, and that's drying out. Yeah, that's looking really good. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. I will be right back. Gonna grab something. Alright, it's just mineral spirits. That's all it is. So let's thin this down with some mineral spirits. White spirits, or whatever we're calling them. And this is the nice, odorless, the good stuff, the artist stuff. And what I can do, if I really wanted to, is just take straight powder and put it in here. But I have this liquid stuff, and it kind of has a level of dilution already. So we'll keep that, and we'll still keep it. We're gonna make this really thin. I totally used the wrong one on that. Oh well. Okay. So it's not get our hand all wet. Okay, this should be super thin. Let's see. So that's beating up a little bit. Huh. Let me see. Let me grab a smaller synthetic. That one's not mixing super well either. Let's see if we can put a little more in here. Oh, maybe it isn't mixing with the mineral spirits. Better off before. How can I rectify this? Let's try one more. So that's better. So the mineral spirits are good. It's just I had that flow improver in with the mix, and I think that may have negatively affected the way this mixes. Holy crap! Who is that? Who was that? Who the heck was that? Somebody just donated $125. Hold on, Mr. Anonymous. Who is this anonymous? I saw the message briefly and didn't get to take a look. What in the world? Who's doing that? All right. Well, can't say I'm disappointed. So that's insane. Okay. Let's figure some things out for a second. Anonymous gets to name the Fellblade. Yeah. Is it going to be a community vote? Is that how we do it then? What do we do? Hold on a second. Let's figure out our money here. I'm going to do some math because this is insane. Gosh, I cannot do math here. Okay. Well, guess what, guys? Fellblade's funded. I guess I'm going to go buy a Fellblade on Saturday. I should call my store and make sure they have one. So that's the thing. What do we do? If Anonymous would like to message me and either make a choice or tell me if we should vote, we can do that. If not, we can just vote. So let me just go ahead and yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know. You guys are way too generous. I start things as like a joke. Again, then it's just like you guys just yeah, you guys just give me money. What are you doing spending money on Twitch streamers? Man, thank you so much. Guys, that's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. I'm going to be painting this thing like a madman on stream. Just so you know. I hope you all are ready for that. That's crazy. Thank you, Mr. or Mrs. Anonymous. Or if you're not a Mr. or Mrs., thank you as well. That's crazy. Alright, so Fellblade's coming. That's just what I need. I guess I never needed another mini here, but I have another mini. You guys are crazy. Now what's the painting wife gonna get me for Christmas? I told her I wanted it as a Christmas gift. A second one? No. No, that's super cool. Man, thank you so much. Chunk of old weathering powder. What to do with my hands? I'm just gonna keep painting. Well, it is October. And I know I said I'd be streaming the wheel idea. The wheel is a great idea. I think Zrico just says that because they want the highest possibility of naming that tank Erebus. Donatrix Anonyma. Oh, the anonymous donor? Is that what it is? That's actually incredible, EO. I like that a lot. That's so clever. Guys, EO is more clever than all of us. Okay, that's cool looking. Just a little bit of the color in there. You guys just wait. You're gonna get pictures of this, and I think this is gonna... I think you're all gonna be nicely impressed. Super thin, sandy color. Dang. Anyway, probably gonna be really mad. Like, why are people giving you that much money? Okay, let's get this other one. I guess we got a couple things to get here. Let's get this German mouse tank. Oh, the mouse. The mouse tank was big. Yeah, mouse is a good one. I just need 2 fell blades. That's what needs to happen. Name one mouse and the other one anonymous donor. Out of there. There we go. Anonymous? Don't name it Anonymous. Oh man. Yeah, rat. The P1000, right? The Panzer 1000, the rat. You guys ever seen that tank? There are concepts for it and blueprints. It was never made, and you can probably see why as soon as you actually look at the concepts of it. But I think Misfit might be right. I think anonymous donor is the best name, and putting that in Latin is just incredible. In a big red tank, everybody. A P1500? I don't know if I've ever heard of that one. I'm a P1501 enjoyer, so take that. So, fun story about me. I don't know if it's that fun. If you guys want to hear more stories about me, but I worked in sales for a short time, selling people stuff that I felt like they needed, but they didn't really need, or convincing people they needed it was really difficult. So, I learned a lot about myself working in sales for about 2 years. And in a commission-based job. And one of the things I learned about myself is that I really enjoy helping people. All right, like if I can teach people about something new, greatest feeling in the world. Like pretty much nothing beats that. It's awesome. It's awesome to be able to help people learn things, and just helping people. Something I cannot do and what does not feel good is trying to get people to pay me money for something. And convincing people that something I just spent 45 minutes explaining that they need, that they have to pay money for. And that I'm the one that's going to benefit the most out of that. Was not very good at that aspect of the job. I think when I started painting commissions full time, it was definitely a learning process of figuring out you have to get comfortable, right? Like asking people for money. Like I'm not gonna make money if people aren't paying me money, and I gotta make a living doing it. But what was nice about this is I wasn't working for another company. I wasn't working for anybody. I was my own boss, and I got to decide on my own what my worth is, and I got to decide how to be fair to people, and I got to be myself in that sense where I got to, help people. And this isn't something that people need, and I understand that. And I think people that that hire me for my work understand that it's not something you need, but I think in these past few years of being able to make a business how I want it to be and how I'm comfortable making this business, I think I've learned a lot. But I think I have definitely
Look at
um,
me!
learned a lot about people and how generous you guys are for like things that seem really minor, you know, like at the end of the day, do I need a big tank? No. I mean, I might feel like I need the big tank. I saw it announced and I was like, I need that tank. But all right, I'm gonna look in whips. Sure, I'll check out whips here in just a couple minutes. But it's crazy how I don't know. I feel like you guys trust me with a lot, or I guess with what little I have here, to like follow through with things, and I fully intend on following through with everything. I promise. But I don't even know where I'm going with that. But yeah, it's just a great feeling to know that, you know, I am able to do something that I feel is right, and you know, I can run, you know, if you call this a business, I can run a business how I feel like I can do right by people, you know, and you guys more than reciprocate. You know, this is, yeah, this is way better than sitting in an office for some corporation that I hate. Even if I do make, you know, in general more money doing something like that, this has always been way better. Way better. I do need two big tanks. Yeah, why wouldn't you need a big tank? I know. I know. I get it. This technique, putting this sand here, like inside these little like crevices and corners, looks so good. I'm gonna try to get some good pictures for you guys. This will definitely be done today. I plan on just taking it right outside after start. No, it'll have to be maybe tomorrow or later this evening, taking it outside and varnishing it. I want to let this sand properly cure, and it takes a while, especially with the mineral spirits. But yeah, mineral spirits with this stuff, guys. I like huge miniatures. I really like them as a company. They make great products. The fixer is a little pricey, and the fact that we learned it's just mineral spirits is pretty important. But I do recommend getting yourself some mineral spirits. All right, we gotta get this thing. But first, let's check out Misfits Mini. Shared some progress. And whips. Let's take a look at whips. The squad. Oh, Blood Angels, Sons of Horus. Oh, I love it. Those command squads are so cool. That set. Yeah, Heresy is what I always wanted in like Space Marines back when you know, like old school 40k and stuff. You had all that customization. Like, I would have loved a kit of just like melee weapons, or a kit of just like, hey, here's a bunch of special weapons. Give your dudes this, you know. And that never really existed. And this is like the first kind of instance of this set making sense, like these kinds of things. And it's really cool because, yeah, stuff like that command squad box, you buy the command squad and it has the coolest bits. But if you want to make them different, you can get the melee weapon set, and you know, for like, it's like $40, you just get like 100 melee weapons and pistols, and you can outfit people however you want. It's the cool stuff like that. It's corners here. That looks really good. All right. Let's get a bigger brush for this specific part here. Okay. Grime on there. All right. So we're just gonna reset this this bit goal, right? And we'll just go ahead and get right into the second tank funding. Is that what we're doing? Just kidding. Please don't buy me a second tank, guys. I don't have the bandwidth for that. Think of all the magnets I'd have to buy, and just it's just a lot. Stop it too. Okay, got that up. So we have all those pieces. Let's get this one. All right, now this one we'll get a smaller brush. Regardless of what we're doing tomorrow, I'll get this terrain out. I'll show you guys what the all the dried weathering powder looks like, because it's gonna look really good. Tank should have a friend. It should. Yeah, it's like guinea pigs, right? You should never have just one guinea pig. Reset the counter, yeah. Gosh, guys. You know what? If anybody still wants to be part of the painting cabal, it's still open, and I will happily put whatever goes toward the painting cabal toward the next set. I don't know what that is, but we'll do it. Okay, so. Which I think is appropriate for painting cabal, is to add to the cabal, right? right, so let's get this bigger brush back out. Sorry, camera. I don't mean to. Need 5 to make a school. Yeah. Assistant to the assistant manager is running around like a maniac. That sounds about right. We had a dude like that at my last real job, and he got paid less than everybody else, and would act like, oh, he would go like tell people how to do their job and stuff, and we're like, dude, you don't even know how to do our job. Like, don't start with this. Okay, I think we got that. That's nice sandy detail. Yeah, it's turning out well. It's getting nice and sandy. So this is our last piece, and yeah, it's looking good. You can definitely see the sand effect starting, right? You can see that as it starts to dry. Assistant to the regional manager. Oh man, it's funny how much younger generations just like can't understand that show. And I know like people in our generation, like there are plenty of people that didn't like it anyway, but it's definitely a generational thing. Hey EO, if you wouldn't mind, if you're still there, can you type the name of the Fellblade, the anonymous name that you had? Could you type that in like the Patreon chat or something in Discord, just so I have it somewhere else to see later? Because I want to write that down. This thing's hard to watch if your office is similar. Oh, really? Okay. Parks and Rec is hard for her to watch. Parks and Rec is great. Parks and Rec is ridiculous, but that show is it's funny. Put that down. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, we need a little bit more mineral spirits here. Just coming out of the woodwork to attend, yeah. So I totally meant to put on Halloween music today. Forgot. Apologize, everyone. So good to me and I just fail you. I feel like I could just paint this forever and just like keep adding to it and doing cool stuff with it. All right. That down. Did this piece, what we can do since we got these spirits here. Time to put on the Christmas. That's true. Yeah. At least I'm not putting on Christmas music. I do love Christmas music though. So I am all about some Christmas music. Not all Christmas music, but I like most Christmas music. I used to listen to Christmas music like throughout the year. Certain songs I'd really enjoy. No. So I actually don't like the Mariah Carey Christmas music. There are like covers to that song that I enjoy, but that's not my favorite Christmas song though. I'm not like big on that one. You know, like really popular Christmas music. There's I haven't listened to these guys in a while, but like Trans Siberian Orchestra. You guys ever like listen to Trans Siberian Orchestra around Christmas? They do like the rock Christmas music that's really good. And my wife and I went to a concert of theirs one time, and that was a lot of fun. They do like a big light show. It's a big like family friendly 80s style rock concert. It's kind of weird. Yeah, they got like the laser show and everything, which is really cool. Trans Siberian Orchestra has a lot of good music that's not Christmas music too. So they have a lot of great like non-Christmas music that's fun to listen to, and they'll play that at their Christmas show after they like run through their all their Christmas stuff. That. And I'm sorry if this stuff is it's a little too subtle to see. I'll take some pictures after stream and I'll show you guys some of the details going on. Can't afford a camera that matches real life vision yet. Halloween type playlist. Yeah, so the Halloween playlist, I used to play way back when. I used to play, like, I made a Halloween playlist of random, like, Halloween music. But Lo-Fi Beats actually has a Halloween playlist that they have. So it's nice because I can play that, and I know that YouTube won't, like, karate chop me for playing copyrighted music. Because, like, apparently everything they have is kind of like vetted, and like YouTube knows what's up with them. So on Twitch, it's easy to, like, get around copyright, because if you can make it so your recordings don't actually have the music in them, which is nice, but you can't do that on YouTube. So yeah, I played Lord of the Rings music one night for stream, and YouTube, like, freaked out on me. Like, are you crazy? Imagine trying to paint a Monster Mash. Yeah. Struggles we have, right? Gotta paint to the Spooky Scary Skeleton song. Yeah, Spooky Scary. There you go. There you go. Dundersnuff knows what's up. I swear every year that song gets remixed and it gets better. Just somebody out there is just remixing that song every year, and just, like, adding more and more dubstep to it, and it's great. It really does. It really does. Yeah, if you want just, like, the lo-fi beats, if you just look up the Lo-Fi Girl YouTube channel, they have a Halloween playlist that you can listen through. It's, like, very mildly like Halloween. It's very similar to the music you're listening to right now, but yeah, it's nice. I turn it on in October, so maybe tomorrow will be on. What's up, JJ? How you doing? Oh, the other one. Okay. I'll see. I can find some music and post it up. I don't know if I still have, like, an actual playlist I made. If I do, though, I'll let you know. I haven't, like, looked through it for a couple years. Yeah, that does look really good. On there, we got our the difference doesn't really show up super well, but you guys will see. You'll see. Yeah, no problem. Do you want to send me a message on Discord and remind me, and I'll look for you? I'll make it a point to look. I wanna help you. I wanna find it for you and see if I can send it to you, but I might forget to. So Not for lack of caring, but you're working on terrain. What kind of terrain were you working on, JJ? It's also working on terrain. Whole bunch of stuff. All right, we got this piece. What I'm gonna do, guys, after stream, I'm gonna set this up and I'm gonna take some pictures of it. All right, I'm gonna try to get some decent or some other lights on it and see if I can make it work. But we're gonna find someone to raid if that's okay. Fantasy Scatter from XPS. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Scatter terrain going. Who is someone we have not raided in a while? Cryo Cheese? I can't remember the last time I raided Cryo Cheese. Yeah, let's raid into Cryo Cheese here. Let's go say hi. How about that? Dang, that's a nice looking mini they're painting too. Alright. Okay. So guys, thank you. Thank you so much for just hanging out with me today, chilling with me, chatting with me, helping me out figure out this color scheme and stuff. Thank you for the bits and the insane donations from Anonymous and just like all you guys like contributing and everything. I seriously appreciate it, and I hope you guys can understand how much I appreciate that. I will be back on tomorrow at 11. My plan, I think, might be to start the giveaway mini, so we might just be doing a giveaway tomorrow. And tonight is our Patreon hangout. So if you remember, the Patreon is as little as $1 a month. You get into our weekly hangout, and we just chat. It's a voice chat. We hang out. We chat. And we just hobby and stuff. We tell stories to each other and everything. It's a great time. But I will see you all tomorrow, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. All right, bye everybody.